Hello, my friends. How are you? If you are new here, I highly recommend you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell down to not miss a single one of our new lesson. And give to us some support by hitting like button. There is no doubt. Our lessons will help you to improve your English fluency. And good luck learning English. Lesson 6. Mrs. Priestley tells a story and Mr. Priestley puts up a hen house. Do you remember Andrew Macaulay, Mr. Priestley's nephew? We met him in Book 2, Lesson 10. He is staying again at the Priestleys for a short holiday, so we'll look into the sitting room and listen to their talk. Andrew is about 11 years old. Andrew, I wish I had £1,000,000. Margaret Priestley, why, Andrew? Andrew, I'd buy a motorboat, a big car like Lucille's, and I'd go all over the world. I'd be the happiest boy alive. Margaret, I don't think you would. Andrew, of course I should. With all that money I could have everything I wanted. Don't you think so, Uncle Charles? Mr. Priestley, I don't know, Andrew, I've never had £1,000,000, and I'm not sure that I should recognize a happy man if I saw one. Andrew, Aunt Mary, you agree with me, don't you? Mrs. Priestley, well, I don't know, but that last remark of your Uncle Charles reminds me of an old story, but you've probably heard it. Andrew and Margaret, oh no, I'm sure I haven't. Please tell us a story. Mrs. Priestley, well, I'll tell you the story, but after that it's bedtime for both of you. Once upon a time, all old stories begin like that, and in a country a long way off, there was a king who was very ill. All the doctors of the court attended him, but, in spite of all they could do, he got worse instead of better. At last, in despair, they called in a famous doctor from another country. He came, looked at the king, and then, looking very grave, said, "Your Majesty, there is only one thing that can cure you." "What is that?" said the king. "Whatever you want shall be brought for you." "You must sleep for one night," said the doctor, "in the shirt of a happy man." So the king sent 2 of his chief servants to find a happy man and, when they had found him, to bring back his shirt. Well, they went first to the richest man in the city, and asked him if he was a happy man. "Happy," he said, "when I never know whether my ships are going to be wrecked next day, when thieves are always trying to break into my house. How can a man be happy with all these worries?" So they went to the king's chief minister, the most powerful man in the country, except for the king. "Are you a happy man?" they said. "Don't be silly," he said. "There's Ruritania threatening to make war on us any day. There's that villain Popov trying to push me out of power, the workers are always wanting to have more money, and the wealthy wanting to pay less taxes. How do you think a chief minister can be a happy man?" So they went all over the country looking high and low for a happy man, but never finding one. They were returning home, tired and miserable, for they quite expected that the king would have them put to death for not finding what he wanted, when they saw a beggar, sitting by the roadside. He had made a little fire, and was frying some sausages in a frying pan, and singing merrily as he watched his supper cooking. They looked at each other. Had they found what they were looking for? They went up to him and one of them said, "You sound very happy, my friend." "Of course, I'm happy," he said. They could hardly believe their ears. With one voice they said, "We want your shirt." The beggar roared with laughter. "I'm sorry, gentlemen," he said, "but I haven't got a shirt." Margaret, "Oh, Mummy, what a nice story. You are nearly as good as Hob at telling stories." Mrs. Priestley, "Thank you, dear. And now come on, bedtime." Mr. Priestley, "Yes, Andrew, get to bed early, I've a big job for you and me in the morning." Andrew, "Oh, Uncle Charles, what is it?" Mr. Priestley, "You'll hear tomorrow morning. Good night." The next morning, Andrew and Mr. Priestley. Andrew, what's the job, Uncle Charles, that you want me to help you with? Mr. Priestley, well, we are getting 10 new hens and I want a house for them. I've bought a hen house, it arrived yesterday afternoon, but it's in parts and needs to be put together. Andrew, that's just the sort of job I like. Mr. Priestley, come on then to the back garden. Between you and me, I don't feel too hopeful about the success of this job. Mr. Priestley is all right at teaching English, but I shouldn't call him a good practical man. And as for Andrew, well, he has all the confidence of a boy of 11. We'll leave it at that and go to the back garden and watch them. The back garden. Mr. Priestley, right. Now let's get to work. Here are the parts. These 2 long ones will be the sides, I think. That one will be the back and that one the front. Andrew, oh yes, and the other piece will be the roof. It's easy. We'll soon have it up. Mr. Priestley, well, it may not be so easy as it looks, but we'll try what we can do. Andrew, have you all the tools, hammer, nails, saw, screws, screwdriver? Mr. Priestley, here are nails and a hammer. We shan't need a saw, the wood is sawn into the right sizes already. And I don't think we'll need screws or screwdriver. Andrew, suppose we put the back and one side into position and I will hold them there while you nail them together. Mr. Priestley, I don't think we should nail them together. The makers of the hen house have sent a small bag of nuts and bolts. We should bolt them together. Andrew, oh yes, that's right. Look, there's a hole here for the bolt to go in. Now I'll hold the side and end together while you push the bolt through the hole. Oh! Look out! There's a crash as the side falls down. Sorry, Uncle Charles, the wind caught that side and I couldn't hold it. I hope it didn't hurt your foot. Mr. Priestley, oh, it's nothing much, I'm probably lamed for life, but never mind. I think, Andrew, it would be better if I held the side and you pushed the bolt through the hole. Andrew, right-ho. Here it comes. You see it? Mr. Priestley, yes. That's all right. Now you come to this side, put the nut on and screw it up tight with the spanner. Good. Now we'll put on the other side in the same way. Push the bolt through the holes, put the nut on and screw it up. Andrew, we are getting on well, aren't we, Uncle Charles? We can put the front on now. I'll go inside and push the bolt through and you can screw the nut on. It doesn't seem to go through very well. That's probably because they are putting it through from the wrong side, the nut ought to be on the inside. I'll get a hammer and knock it through. Mr. Priestley, all right, but be careful what you do. Andrew, oh, I know how to use a hammer. Knock. It's going. Knock. Crash. Mr. Priestley, now what's happened? Andrew, oh, I'm sorry, Uncle Charles, the hammer slipped out of my hand and went through the window. I'm afraid the glass is no use now. Mr. Priestley, oh, well, it's no use crying over spilt milk. I'll go to the shop tomorrow and ask them to cut me another piece of glass. Andrew, we'll put the roof on now. I'll stay inside and see that it fits properly. You just nail it on, don't you? I don't see any holes for bolts. Here's the hammer and you've plenty of nails outside. You should drive some nails in here. Knock, knock. Good. Now some more nails all round here, knock, knock, knock. That's very good, just 1 or 2 more and the roof will be on, knock, knock, knock. Oh, splendid, that's the job done. I'll come out now and see what it looks like from outside. Hey! I say, how do I get out? The door's locked. Mr. Priestley, well, unlock it, isn't the key inside? Andrew, no, isn't it outside? Mr. Priestley, no, the makers must have forgotten to send me a key. I think at this point we'd better go away and leave them to it. Exercises. Exercise 1. Use the following words and phrases in sentences. Million, threaten, fry. Attend, villain, merrily. In spite of tax, practical. Grave, adjective, minister, confidence. Wreck, beggar, leave it at that. Tools, screwdriver. Saw, noun, lame. Saw, verb, spanner. Screw, never mind. Nuts and bolts, remark, noun. Exercise 2. Explain the meaning of the following. 1. It's no use crying over spilt milk. 2. We are getting on well. 3. They could hardly believe their ears. 4. Between you and me. 5. Right ho. Exercise 3. Put in the missing words, so that the sentences make sense. 1. I wish I £1,000,000. 2. I don't think that I recognize a happy man if I saw one. 3. You reminded me of a story, but I expect you have it before. 4. Once there was a king was ill. 5. The suggestion for curing the king was A1. 6. There is one thing that can you. 7. The king sent servants to find the of a man was happy. 8. They had no. Nobody seemed to be. 9. As they home they noticed a beggar by the roadside. 10. He was sausages over a little, and he merrily as his supper was. 11. They thought that at last they had what they were looking. 12. They were wrong. The beggar no shirt. 13. Andrew was full of, and Mr. Priestley was better at English putting up a hen house. 14. That's just the of job I like. 15. Now let's to work. Exercise 4. Give questions to which the following are answers. You will find these openings helpful. Where? How much? Did you? What? Why? Have you? How old? When? How many? 1. I'd buy a motorboat and a big car. 2. No, I've never heard a story about a happy man's shirt before. 3. It's just 5 to 4. 4. Because 10 new hens are coming tomorrow. 5. The 2.5D stamp is red. 6. He is 11 years old. 7. I am going to North Wales this year. 8. No, I looked up, but it had flown away. 9. I first came to England in 1955. 10. The hen house cost £5. 4.60. 11. He was singing and frying sausages. 12. He said there was only one thing that could cure him. 13. Mr. Priestley had ordered 10 new hens. 14. No, he didn't succeed in unlocking the door. 15. Because the makers had forgotten to send a key. Exercise 5. Explain the use of 1. A hammer. 2. A nail. 3. A screwdriver. 4. A lock on a door. 5. A frying pan. 6. A saw. Composition exercises. Tell or write the story of A. The happy man's shirt. B. Mr. Priestley, Andrew, and the hen house. C. Say or write what you would do if you had £1,000,000. Dear friends, thank you for watching our channel and learning English with us. Subscribe. And we wish you great luck in achieving your goals.